and the dangers of predictive policing. Predictive policing is essentially where law enforcement officers use past data to predict future crime. So to give for more context, since the 1900s, my Capstone books talks about how law enforcement officers have been using past racially biased data to predict future crime. And as a research study from Hung Yin Yin in my Capstone study shows, it creates this continuous pattern where oddly over-policed areas and demographics and communities continue to be targeted because of these algorithms targeting them. So my argument is society should take a closer look into the artificial intelligence systems that they employ to ensure that there's transparency, human oversights, and more looking into and auditing of civil rights activism, because we cannot have diminishing returns as seen in predictive policing. A real case from this can be seen with the case of Nathaniel Reed, who in 2023 got sentenced to 6 days in jail due to the artificial intelligence committing him of a crime in a state that he had never been in. So this kind of shows the diminishing returns we have on justice and society as a result of relying on these artificial intelligence systems and not really looking at it with a human lens. We really need a human lens and more audit of the system to ensure that we have justice that's upheld in the case of Nathaniel Reed. More evidence can be seen with an 89% false alert rate in an artificial intelligence system that is used to predict crime in Chicago. So this shows kind of, even though law enforcement officers have the intent of kind of increasing their productivity, it's actually harming them based on the algorithms, how they were built. Additionally, there's 0 defendants who can actually see these algorithms and see what's happening to their justice, because many of the companies who develop it hide them between long legal agreements and trade secrets. And a case of this can be seen with the LAPD, who didn't disclose to the public about the algorithms they were using to affect the society's justice. So this kind of shows, without society really understanding how artificial intelligence systems are applying to their justice and how they exactly work, because it's hidden, they can't really advocate on their behalf and advocate for societal change in society. So this led to my problem, which is many people who will use artificial intelligence don't really know how it works and don't really know how they affect their day-to-day life, as seen with predictive policing. A source I saw that 66% of people who use artificial intelligence don't really understand how it works and can't really see problems such as bias and AI ethical concerns. And as I mentioned, and as one of my sources mentions, we can't really advocate for ourselves if we don't know how these systems work. So my solution in my capstone was to increase education about artificial intelligence and ethical concerns regarding it, by publishing this book, Fact, Silence, and Replaced, and distributing it across Fairfax County Public Schools. So the target audience would be high school students, because as the rapid pace that AI is developing right now, we're really truly the next generation who would be increasingly using it, especially in professional fields, as many of our other capstone presentations saw. So it's really important for us to understand the ethics and problems such as bias seen in predictive policing, and really understand where it's okay and where it is not okay. To really distribute it so that students and teachers can use it, I chose local high school libraries, and for broader reach in the new curriculum that FCPS is developing, I also collaborate with FCPS leadership to ensure it could be integrated into the AI curriculum, and students are really taught AI ethics. So my first part of my capstone was obviously publishing the book. As you can see, it's a professionally published book. I published it on Amazon KDP. And through its 3 stories, 2 of them were from my capstone, the Reed case that I mentioned, and the Chicago AI, and one was the podcast project we did about an Indonesian worker who got diminishing return as a result of using artificial intelligence. So basically, I walk these students through these stories, and then I analyze them and really tell them what it kind of shows about the current state of artificial intelligence and how it works, and how they should be more mindful based on the problems in these stories, so they have more of an ethical mindset and think more critically about the artificial intelligence systems that they use in the future. So of course my second part was distributing it to various high schools. I of course gave it to the Oakton High School librarian, and through a wide outreach of local high schools, I also went after school and distributed it to the Chantilly and South Lakes High School in their drop-off bins. And they mentioned they have to kind of go through this approval process to ensure they can put it on the shelves, but once they do, they agree to put it on the shelves. Lastly, I wanted wider outreach in the AI curriculum, so I emailed the curriculum development officer of FCPS and basically gave a virtual link to my book and advocated for more AI ethics in the curriculum of FCPS. And he applauded my book. He said it's how students should be thinking critically about AI, and he sent it to the AI literacy team to be used in curriculum. And this is especially important because FCPS is really heavily investing in AI with new courses in the Skyview High School with a specific AI pathway, and generally with courses such as AI Essentials as well. So I wanted to ensure that there was ethical concerns as seen with predictive policing in these courses as well. So my hopes, and maybe it's one of my sources, is that students and the next generation really understands artificial intelligence and how it works, so they can advocate for injustices in society, such as predictive policing and their career and the future choices that they make, especially with the developmental and FCPS to integrate it into the curriculum. So I want to ensure students audit AI and look for problems such as bias. And for this class as well, I want you to really think about in your profession and in your career and any future use of AI you really think about the ethical concerns as well. This is my sources.